children, take out your geography book. Chapter 10, Antarctica. Today's topic, vegetation and mineral resources. Antarctica has no trees or bushes as the severe condition where the condition do not support vegetation. Now Antarctica. What type of continent? It is a very cold continent. That means the continent of Antarctica always remains covered with snow and ice sheets, and for this reason there is no tree or bushes because the climatic conditions is too severe which does not support any vegetation. The only plant that can survive in extreme cold are lichens, mosses and only plant which can survive this extreme climatic cold condition, they are the lichens, mosses and algae. Explorations have been carried out, had been taken place to find mineral resources in the land mass below the ice sheet. Coal, iron ore and copper along with several other minerals have been located at different places across the continent. Now, exploration, it has been carried out to find out many mineral resources, that is in the landmass which lies beyond the ice sheet. So many minerals have been found out, that is coal, iron ore, copper ore, along with many other mineral resources. They are located at different places which lies across the continent. Now Antarctica, a human voyage zone. Antarctica is said to have a pure environment and clear skies due to the absence of water vapor and pollution in the atmosphere. Now Antarctica, what is it said? It is said that it is a pure environment and even the clear sky which lies due to the absence of water vapor and even the pollution in the atmosphere. Though it has mineral resources, fresh air and lots of protein-rich fish in the water, the chances of human settlement here in the near future are bleak. Now, though what it has some mineral resources, that is fresh air, lots of protein-rich fish in the water, and even the chances of human settlement, which are here in the near future, are bleak. It is the remotest place in the world in addition to being covered with a thick blanket of ice. Now, this continent, that means Antarctica, it is the remotest place in the world, and in addition to it is covered always with, it remains always covered with thick blanket of ice. Moreover, long months without sunlight, lack of rain, extreme cold, harsh weather and absence of vegetation are some other features that make Antarctica unfavorable for human settlement. Now, moreover, what happened? Long months of winter, that means long months without sunlight, lack of rain, extreme cold, harsh weather condition and absence of vegetation. What are these? These are the features which has made Antarctica the unfavorable for human settlement. Although there is no formal government, Antarctica is governed by the Antarctic Treaty System, which comprises the Antarctic Treaty and a number of related agreements. The Antarctic Treaty was signed in 1959. Now, although what happened, there is no formal government. No formal government is there here. And Antarctica, how is it governed? It is governed by the Antarctic Treaty System, that is treaty system. And what does this Antarctic Treaty System consist of? It consists of Antarctic Treaty and a number of related agreements, that is the Antarctic Treaty. When it was signed in the year 1959 and it came into existence in the year 1969. Nations of Antarctic Treaty System agreed in 1991 to put a halt to exploration of minerals. Now, countries of Antarctic, countries which have signed this Antarctic Treaty, they have agreed that in 1991 that they would not exploit the mineral, they would not exploit the minerals. When they signed the Comprehensive Protocol of Environmental Protection, which banned the Antarctica indefinitely. Now, what happened when these were signed? This Comprehensive Protocol on Antarctic Environmental Protection, and it was banned, which bans the mining in Antarctica indefinitely. This important agreement came to force in January 1998 in an effort to preserve the environment. Now, this agreement which was signed in 1991, it came into force in 1998 in an effort to preserve the environment. The continent is thus dominated by scientific activities rather than commercial undertakings at the moment. Now, this continent, it is dominated by the scientific activities rather than any commercial undertaking at the moment. Currently, more than 40 permanent scientific research stations are operated year around by 30 nations such as the United States, Russia, the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Argentina and India. Now currently what happened? That means presently there are more than 40 permanent scientific research stations which operate, means which work throughout the year, that in 13 nations such as United States, Russia, United Kingdom, France, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Argentina and India. These stations conduct research on the continent which conclude unraveling by mysteries of the recent climatic change of the earth. Now this station, what they do, they conduct, that means they carry out research on the continent, and it includes unraveling the mysteries of the recent climatic change of the earth. Now threats to the continent. The size of Antarctica has started shrinking due to the melting of ice layer. Now presently what is happening? The size of Antarctica, it is shrinking. Why? Because of the melting ice sheets. This is caused by global warming, as there is substantial rise in the level of carbon dioxide due to the burning of fossil fuels such as coal and petroleum. Now what it has caused? It is caused by global warming, which is where there is a substantial rise, that is in the level of carbon dioxide, and due to the burning of fossil fuel, that is coal and petroleum. In Antarctica, most of the ice is on land. Now in Antarctica what happens? Most of the ice, where it is found? It is found on the land. So if the melting of Antarctic ice sheets continues, it will lead to an increase in the sea level of the. Now so what happens if this melting of Antarctic ice sheet continues? What will happen? It leads to an increase in the sea level of earth. This will submerge the coastal areas of many continents. Now what is submerge? It submerges the coastal areas of the many continents. Now reduction in ice cover will threaten the existence of many living organisms such as krill among others. Now reduction in ice cover, what happened? It threatens the existence of many living organisms, that is krill among the others. Disappearance of krill would mean loss of food for other organisms that depend on it. Now if this krill get disappeared, that what does it mean? It means the loss of food for other organisms which depends on it. Thus climatic change will adversely affect the entire Antarctic ecosystem. And so climatic change, what happens? It affects the full Antarctic ecosystem. The once remote interior of the continent is increasingly witnessing more scientists and tourists. Now once what happened? This remote interior of the continent, it is increasingly, and it is witnessing more scientists and tourists. An increase in visitor means more disturbance in the fragile ecosystem and more pollution. Now as there is an increase in visitors, what does it mean? It means that disturbance in the ecosystem, and even it is creating pollution. The southern ocean surrounding the Antarctic is particularly vulnerable to water pollution. Now southern ocean which surrounds the Antarctica, it is vulnerable to water pollution. A major reason for population in Antarctica is oil spill caused by increasing shipping activity in the region. Now major reason for pollution in Antarctica, that is the oil spill, which is caused by shipping activity in the region. The weather conditions prevailing in Antarctica are likely to influence weather condition of the rest. Now weather condition which is found in Antarctica, it influences the weather conditions of the rest of the world. Weather stations have started their operations in many parts of Antarctica to keep the close watch on the change in the weather condition. Now weather condition, what they have started? They have started working in many parts of Antarctica so that they could keep a close watch on the changes in the weather condition. Now ozone hole in Antarctica. In recent times, scientists have noticed a noteworthy thinning in the stratospheric ozone layer above the atmosphere. Now presently what happens? Scientists, what they have noticed? They have noticed that there is a thinning in the stratospheric ozone layer above, which lies above Antarctica. This is termed as ozone hole, and this hole, it is termed as the ozone hole. Ozone is a gas made of oxygen atom. Now what is this ozone? It's a gas which is made up of oxygen atom. It is particularly usable and is absorb large amount of harmful ultraviolet rays. Now particularly this is very useful, and this ozone, it absorbs large amount of harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. However, thinning of ozone layer which allows rays of sun to reach parts of the earth. Now this thinning of ozone, what happens layer, it allows these rays to reach these parts of the entire, thereby affecting living beings adversely, and so it affects the living being too much. Now take out your diary, write chapter 10 Antarctica, topic vegetation and mineral resources, explain, homework, revise it. And with this I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.